Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. The
Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
When do you think this pandemic is, when is it going to be done? When are we going to get back to normal?
Well, all the experts, all the committee that I put together, the leading researchers in the world, in the United States, are on this committee of mine, headed by Dr. Fauci and others. They tell me, be careful not to predict things that you don't know for certain what's going to happen, because then you'll be held accountable. I get that. But let me tell you what I think based on all that I've learned and all that I've studied and all that I think that I know. It's a high probability that the vaccinations that are available today and the new one, Johnson & Johnson, God willing, will prove to be useful, that with those vaccinations, the ability to continue to spread the disease is going to diminish considerably because of what they call herd immunity. And now they're saying somewhere around 70% of the people have to constitute. Some people said 50, 60, but a significant number have to be in a position where they have been vaccinated and or they've been through it and
have antibodies.
And so if that works that way, as my mother would say, with the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors, that by next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today. I think a year from now, when it's 22 below zero here, a year from now, I think that there'll be significantly fewer people having to be socially distanced, have to wear masks, etc. But we don't know. So I don't want to overpromise anything here. I told you when I ran and when I got elected, I will always level with you. Use Franklin Roosevelt's example. I'll shoot you, give it straight from the shoulder what I know and what I don't know. We don't know for certain, but it is highly unlikely that by the beginning of next year's traditional school year in September, we are not significantly better off than we are today. But it matters. It matters whether you continue to wear that mask. It matters whether you continue to socially distance. It matters whether you wash your hands with hot water. Those things matter. They matter. And that can save a lot of lives while we're getting to this point we get to herd immunity.
You've made passing a COVID relief bill the focus of your first 100 days. Those on the right say the proposal's too big. Some on the left say it's not big enough. Are you committed to passing $1.9 trillion bill, or is that final number still up for negotiation?
I'm committed to pass. Look, here's some of you are probably economists or college professors, or you teach it in school. This is the first time in my career, and as you can tell, I'm over 30, the first time in my career that there is a consensus among economists, left, right, and center, that is and including the IMF and in Europe, that the overwhelming consensus is, in order to grow the economy a year, 2, 3, and 4 down the line, we can't spend too much. Now's the time we should be spending. Now's the time to go big. You may recall I managed the last experiment we had with stimulus, and it was no, I don't mean it that way, but it was $800 billion. We thought we needed more than that. And we think we did. It ended up working, but it slowed things up by about, and depending who you talk to, between 6 months and a year and a half. we can come back. We can come roaring back. It's estimated that if we, by most economists, including Wall Street firms, as well as think tanks of political think tanks, left, right, and center, it is estimated that if we pass this bill alone, we'll create 7 million jobs this year. 7 million jobs this year. And so the thing we haven't talked about, and I'm not going to go on because I want to hear your question, I apologize. We haven't talked about, I remember you and I talking during the campaign, and you had the former guy saying that, well, we're just going to open things up and that's all we need to do. We said, no, you got to deal with the disease before you deal with getting the economy going. Well, the fact is that the economy now has to be dealt with. And what is it? Look at all the people. You have over 10 million people unemployed. We need unemployment insurance. We need to make sure that, you have 40% of the children in America talk about food shortage. 60% of it. Did you ever think you'd see a day in Milwaukee? You'd see in the last 6 months people lining up in their automobiles for an hour or for as far as you could see to get a bag of food. This is the United States of America, for God's sake. We can't deal with that. We promised, look at all the people who are on the verge of being kicked out of their apartments because they cannot afford the rent. What happens when that happens? Everything. Look at all the mom and pop landlords that are in real trouble if we don't subsidize this in the meantime. Look at all the people who are on the verge of missing, and how many people have missed their last 2 mortgage payments and are able to be foreclosed on. That's why I took executive action to say they cannot be foreclosed on in the meantime. Because look at what the impact on the economy would be. You think it's bad now, let all that happen. Look at all the people who've lost their insurance. How many, I'm not asking for show of hands, how many of you had jobs with corporations or companies that provided health care, the COBRA health care? Well, guess what? The company goes under, and guess what? You lose your health insurance. Well, we should be making sure you're able to pay for that so that we keep people moving. So there's a lot. So I think bigger, and the vast majority of the serious people say bigger is better now, not spending less.
Good morning. Wait a minute. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, there she goes.
Good morning, everyone.
We are.
I had to put on my hotspot. Wi-Fi sucks.
So she's here now. Good morning, Cynthia. First of all, good morning. This is the Melanie Morning Show. First of all, I am the random black guy, and that's Seabreeze over there. Actually, no. Good morning. This is the news, the Melanated Morning Show, and I am Eddie Davis, and that is Cinda Williams, and we are bringing you the news. Did I shock you again, Cece?
How would you have shocked me?
Oh, well, nobody on CNN wants to hear DJ Kid Disco. Like, they want to know who I really am. So.
Oh. Hey, Haas. My brother's joining us today. Musin, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Hi, Musin. All right.
Yeah. What up?
Sorry about saying your name. I'm looking down because I'm sharing. So that's what's up.
Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. So what you guys just saw was last night, and it was late last night, actually. I don't think that thing got finished until like 11:15. It ran so late that they cut Don Lemon short. So it was a town hall meeting in Wisconsin, I believe. His first since being in office, and I felt it was a good one. It from my political analyzation that I'm about to break down. I saw basically a sales pitch, and I get it that Biden has to sell this package, but then again, you really don't have to sell it. And here's where I'm going with this. You have a blue wave. You have a Democratic House. You have a Democratic executive branch. You have a Democratic Senate. I get it in this kumbaya world, and it's funny CNN actually spoke about that, and I've been saying it for a while. In this kumbaya world that Biden would like to live in, just doesn't exist, dude. You're not going to get bipartisan. You're not going to get, everybody's not going to be on board with this. You're really not, especially Republicans, especially what's going on in the Republican Party right now. We'll get to that in a few minutes, because
it doesn't matter if they agreed; they would disagree.
Right.
Just like it didn't matter that they knew that Trump was guilty. It doesn't matter because they're not doing things based on common sense. They're doing things based on politics, and any kind of agreement with Biden would equal being disloyal to Trumpers. So they are just not going to go along with anything. So honestly, it's to the point where we just need to just move on and do what we need to do. Later on today, I'm interested in hearing the point of view CJ Julie, Craig Ingle on the PPC radio show and talk about this all this stuff very specifically about the stimulus, what it means to the economy, what it means to different points of view about if it helps us or not in the long run, but we all know in the short term it's going to help us. So at this point, it just doesn't matter for bipartisan stuff. What matters, like they say, it is bipartisan because more than 80% people in this country believe in this package as it is. They, even if it's 80%, that means that's quite a few Trumpers that say, yeah, we need this stimulus package right now. So that's the most bipartisan we probably gonna ever be. And bipartisan doesn't equal what they're doing in the House and the Senate. Bipartisan means what people want, and people want this. So stop being a goody two shoes, because you're not. You're not a goody two shoes. So stop faking that. It's a faking funk. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stop faking the funk. You are not a goody two shoes. You couldn't be a politician and be a goody two shoes. You can try to do what's right and wrong, but ultimately it's politics, and politics ain't pretty. So just do the shit. Excuse my language. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Taking us late. I need that dang on money.
she outcussed me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I should have said shite. Maybe I could get away with that better. Shite.
no. Here's the thing, Seabreeze. If BET can say it, so can we. Okay. Chris Cuomo.
Well, that's
Chris
you know
Cuomo's-
me. That's typically not my. That's typically not the language that I speak. But you know, when I get passionate or a little perturbed,
It comes back.
stuff slips out from the childhood vernacular. So I try to use bad words because the amount of words in the English language that I love to use. But dang on it, sometimes shite is shite.
Well, guess what? Tomorrow,
If you know what I
we're
mean.
gonna- well, tomorrow we're going to really explore certain words, and we're going to give examples of how those words really do mean something.
Hmm. Well, you know what? There's a show on Netflix right now that I've been enjoying about the history of curse words, and I'm really enjoying that. And it gets into the etymology of language, of these words, and where they began, what they meant from the beginning, and how they evolved over time to become the words that they are today, and most of them have multiple meanings. Sometimes one word can be something positive and negative in the same breath. Talking to language is so cool like that. That's why English language is difficult for some people from other countries to learn, because one word could have 5 meanings. So it's it's fun. So I can't wait to have that conversation tomorrow.
Oh,
I can come with some research about it.
I got some great research in store.
Oh, fun.
So,
but you know what? Another thing I found out, there's a lot of myths about it. There's a lot of myths also. But anyway, back to
the economy.
we can go. What's that?
The economy and Mr. Biden and the whole.
Yes. So
I agree with you. Stop eating institutions.
Just do it.
You're doing too much.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No,
because here's the thing. Here's the thing, Seabreeze. In 2017, when that dude, see, I'm getting better at this. When that dude passed that, him and his cronies passed that bill to so-called cut taxes, which they really weren't for the American people, the average American people. Those tax cuts were actually for big brother, big business.
Right.
They didn't ask Democrats permission. That's back when Paul Ryan.
They
just
could
went
care
right
less
into
about bipartisan anything. They could care less about bipartisan anything. And you know what? I'm not saying fight fire or like put their eye out if they put. I'm just saying do what you know the people need. Dang on it. You don't need their permission to do what the people need.
And
do it.
That's where I'm getting at. That's where I'm coming from on this one, because this is beyond some tax cuts or whatever. People basically desperately need this relief. Unemployment, schools, vaccinate. We desperately need this. Okay. On this one, just go do it. Don't ask them. They're going to say no. They're not going to agree. They're going to come with the lowest possible, and they did $600 billion. That's $300 billion less than what they already just passed. So this is going to happen. Man.
It was a joke. They just gave like this sounds cool. Let's just do this one. They don't mean it. Mean it. They just they're saying, "Oh no, we gave our ideas." That's baloney.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
those are
what
the
we get ready,
Republicans.
What we get ready to do is take a quick commercial break because we are at the bottom of the hour. And when we come back, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the lawsuit that the NAACP has filed against that dude and the Proud Boys, and I think it's Stop the Steal and all of those conspiracy theorist stuff.
Sounds
and I want to leave you guys with one question that I really want you to think in your head. What if Nixon had never resigned and went as hard as Trump or as that dude went? Do you think?
Different world. It's a different world.
That's
Can't even compare the two.
Second question I want you guys to hold on while we do these commercials. What if Tim Scott had done that? What if Tim Scott had done what Susie Q? That's like you know what I'm talking about. I just call it Susie Q. But okay, so those who don't know who I'm talking about, what if Tim Scott, who is a black, I think the only black senator, black Republican senator, I wonder if he had if he had done the same things that Marjorie Taylor Greene had done? I just wonder. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and we will be back in 3.5, CC. We'll be back. That's
Yep.
3.5 minutes. Yeah, that part. Okay.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. Grown Folks Radio. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a-bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just a course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
And speaking of the PPC radio show, that would be today at 2 p.m.
It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams and co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music all night long. DJ Joe Storm on the Grown Folks Radio.
Yo, that's today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. welcome back. Let's do this.
We know that as part of what happened in those riots, you had the Confederate flag flying in the Capitol for the first time. It didn't even happen during the Civil War. The Associated Press talks about dozens of the people who were charged spewing extremist rhetoric. The FBI has linked at least 40 defendants to extremist groups or movements, including at least 16 members of the neo-fascist Proud Boys, at least 5 connected to the Oath Keepers, etc. Is the crux of this lawsuit and the linking it with the Ku Klux Klan Act, is it about the racism of the people that were involved, or is it about the organizational sort of effort that somehow is connected to the way the Klan used to behave in the view of the NAACP and Congressman Thompson?
It's all of the above. Domestic terrorism in this country have always been rooted in white supremacy. Let's be clear about that. The actions of the 30s, 40s, up to present has been the basis of people who see certain citizens as legitimate and other citizens as not legitimate. The Klan Act was put in place to ensure Southern legislators will have the ability to exercise their sworn duties as congresspersons without intimidations and fear of retaliation. What we have seen as a result of January 6th is the need for the act to be enforced and fully, because the Republicans in the Senate refused to carry out their responsibility in the face of all of the facts that Donald Trump, Giuliani, all the groups connected to them planned this out well before January 6th and carried out in a way in which they were seeking to delegitimize African American votes across the country.
And we know that the Klan, that the NAACP has actually been involved and been a party to suits against the Ku Klux Klan itself in the past. In one case, there was a big settlement that wound up basically making the NAACP the owners of the Klan's former property. That happened in 1987. What is the outcome that this lawsuit is seeking to have? Is it seizure of assets? Is it what is it that Congressman Thompson is trying to? What is his end game? What does he want out of the suit?
So first of all, he's the first of what we hope to be many members of Congress to join this lawsuit because no one has been held accountable. It has been our experience as African Americans that if you allow this type of domestic terrorism to go unchecked, it would only expand and spread. So we must hold people accountable. Secondly, if there are any assets to be seized, we must cripple their ability to carry out any of these things in the future. And then thirdly, when it comes to Donald Trump, if we don't cut off the serpent's head, we will be guaranteed that the snake will bite. And at some point, he must be held accountable for all the harm he has caused, not only to the African American community, but to our democracy. How can we go and fight abroad the Taliban if we're unwilling to address the domestic terrorists that live in our backyards?
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place.
Okay, so y'all see where I'll be tuning in at. I wasn't supposed to let that go, but hey.
Well, it's good to give them credit. I don't think that's bad.
Okay, true. I agree. Let's just applaud.
Yeah, necessary because if you don't, you can get in trouble for sharing their stuff without giving them credit for it.
That's true.
So I think it's good.
So let's also, I'm going to take credit for something. The fact that I was even able to do that is phenom from what I'm going through these days. I want to apologize, first of all, to anyone. For those who don't know, I'm having some serious vision issues, and I'm having a rough time this morning. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm really having a rough time. So you guys, I apologize if I disappear off the screen. Cece's got my back, of course. I'm here, but I got to do drops in my eyes a whole lot more quicker, and I'm really having some issues. So.
Well, we discussed that the show must go on, and we
show must go on.
also discussed our audience is down. You know, sometimes you gotta handle your business, and you working on your eyes behind the scenes is all good. So,
as my mama and them used to say, shit happens. I'm sorry,
yeah,
shite.
Shite happens. Shite happens.
So Seabreeze, what do you think about that clip you just
So
saw?
I think it's good that the NAACP is doing this. I think it's good that they're suing. Somebody needs to do something, because we know that the percentage of folks that do cowardly thing, they're just cowardly, and so they're not going to do anything to make someone accountable, to make him accountable. You know, you've been having women for years try to make him accountable, and women, just like people of color, oftentimes. So somebody's got to make a credible case for why this man is so dangerous, and that the things that he's done are not who we are, even though many of us are this. Let's be real. A lot of us are this, exactly. They are. And as a matter of fact, they did somebody interviewed a Trump supporter, and they were saying to him, you know, a lot of people are saying it was Antifa, and he got very angry. He's like, no, we are proud of what we did on the Capitol. We are proud of it. We support Trump. So they're angry that they're trying to give the credit to other folk. You know what I mean? They are proud of their racism.
Did you see the senator from, I think, Michigan? No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Who's saying that the insurrection never even happened? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about something else. But I did see the senator who said they didn't send their senator to D.C. to do the right thing. You see that? We didn't send him to do the right thing. We didn't send him to follow his conscience. One of the senators that voted to impeach. They censured him. They're censuring all of them.
Yeah.
Republican parties are censoring that and one, they stood up and said, send him to follow his conscience. We did not send him to do the right thing. We sent him to do what we want him to do. And that was the truth. That was the truth. Musi has mentioned racism quite a bit. He's really feeling that the last comment he was America's run on racism, and it's never going away. No African American, you're an American. And if that's the case, white people are European American. Very true. I agree with that. That's why I don't say African American, I say black. You know, the Africans refer to us as black. They don't refer to themselves as black. They refer to us as black. What?
I've never used that because I don't believe
African American.
Yeah,
African American. No, I agree with that. I have, because it was I'm a writer, and you write with the vernaculars of the times, but as of late, and actually I think it was Merriam-Webster who just changed it to referring to black with a capital letter. It is a race of people in this country. It's not necessarily worldwide when it comes to people of color, but Africans refer to us as black. That is singularly American, because black encompasses so many people. And you're right, racism is here because human nature is such that we are constantly in competition with each other, and so this group of people feel like they have to have someone to feel better than in order to feel good, for their egos to feel good about themselves. So they must put someone down. And unfortunately, I think many of us find someone to look down on. If race, then it's somebody's size. We have people that are against people because they're too big or too small, or we have differences because someone's religion, or we have differences someone's class. If you're homeless, you're a problem. If you're too rich, you're a problem. We always are in competition with each other. It just so happens the most prevalent one in this country is the racial issue. So you're right. I believe that's an issue until it's not, and it's not, then it'll be, because that's human nature. And so, as we evolve, I hope we can find a way to stop judging each other based on our differences and realize that we are one. And that may or may not happen.
I want to say good morning to a couple of folks before we move on, because I'm going to play another clip real quick. DJ Simpson, as always, Cynthia Wilson. Christopher, old man. Christopher, I'm glad I see you. You know what? I do the extracurricular stuff, and I did not set up for you to come on this morning. So tomorrow morning, around 11 o'clock, Christopher Oldman Bridgeton will join us for a few minutes because he has a topic, and after doing the research of who Karen Best is, I said, oh yeah, he needs to come and talk about her. She is the young,
I think go on. She's the young lady
who decided to refer to Mrs. Obama as a gorilla.
Oh God, yes. I don't even like talking about that because I want to beat somebody down. I'm not a violent person. But she's talking about my girl. She don't even know. Hey, Betsy Boo. She don't even know that she's one of my best friends. And, I'm very protective of people that I love. And Miss Karen Best almost found herself with a punch in the face because she was talking about my girl. So, but so let's go into that whole concept of competition because she looks different than you. And that, by the way, is going to be part of next week's conversation on PPC radio show. We're going to be dealing. Jansen Berry is coming on next week, and one of his documentaries is called Dark Girls, and the painful struggle that people that have been darker than a brown paper bag have suffered in this freaking country. And we're going to talk about all that. So I can't wait. Anyway.
So tomorrow, stay tuned, tune in for that tomorrow, because that conversation will go right along with our conversation of those special words. So we can give Miss Karen Best some special words.
We got some fun conversations happening tomorrow. Not to say that today, it's just today we do a lot more politics.
Yeah.
Than on Thursday. This is a suggestion I'm going to make, and I'm going to put it out there for you to. I'm putting you on the spot, like you always put on the spot. I think it's a good idea to give people the opportunity, if they have a subject matter that they're certainly very knowledgeable of and passionate about, that they want to talk about, send us an email on, tell us the email address, DJ Kid Disco.
I'm going to put you right back on the spot, girly, because we talked about that last week. And
no. You haven't let me finish what I'm saying. I'm asking you to give them the email address.
Okay. We didn't we?
No, not this. But I want you to give them the email address first, so I can continue what my suggestion is.
www. I'm doing that wrong. I'm sorry, I'm doing that wrong.
That's right. www. Or no, it's not. Anyway, the email address.
Yeah. Doing that wrong. The email address is wgfbradio@yahoo.com. Damn, I did that all wrong. I was going to give them the. Okay.
What I was going to suggest, so email us at wgfbradio@email.com.
No, at Yahoo. At Yahoo.com.
Okay, wrote that down wrong. A senator that you are super passionate about, and you are knowledgeable. That is key. You cannot just be passionate but have no knowledge. Patient about what you speak. Okay. If you have a subject matter that you want to talk about, email us, and maybe you can actually join us like Christopher Oldman is going to tomorrow. Maybe we'll give you the link and you can join us. But please don't just come with us with a bunch of rhetoric and yin yang. Please come to us with some education and some thought processes and some passion that come from a place of just not anger.
Because if you come up here ignorant, I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. If you come up here all ignorant, yeah, we will.
And that's on either side, okay? Because just yelling and screaming stuff, you have no backup for, that you have no knowledge of, that you've not even tried to get an objective point of view of, is a waste of time. Because you ain't teaching nobody then. You just being mad and yelling stuff. And that ain't doing nobody any good. And we got plenty of folks doing that. When you come with some answers and some facts, then okay. That's
but I'm telling you, I'm ruthless. So real quick, if you come up here ignorant, I'm gonna just be sitting there like,
because DJ Kid Disco, he loves to debate. He's not afraid of it, but he also will cut you off and turn you off if he thinks he's done that before. I'll try to debate you, but he'll be like, goodbye.
Because I ain't got time for that stupid shit.
Which is his right, considering he owns this get up,
I got time for that shit.
Yeah.
So I want to play a clip real quick.
Hear best conversation. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to play this clip real quick. This is deep.
More breaking news coming into the Situation Room right now. Former President Trump attacking Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell in the statement he just put out. Let's go to our chief congressional correspondent, Manu Raju. Manu, a truly scathing rebuke of McConnell by the former president.
Yeah, completely excoriating the former Republican leader, or the current Republican leader of the Senate, by the former president. A pretty remarkable attack against Mitch McConnell, who played a central role during Donald Trump's term in office, pushing through his nominees, Supreme Court nominees, and it was a key ally, but a major falling out over Donald Trump's role in the run-up to the January 6th riot in the Capitol, in which Mitch McConnell went to the Senate floor and blamed and blasted Donald Trump over his role, his handling of the riot, and said the former president bears moral responsibility for what happened, and even raised the specter that Donald Trump could face legal jeopardy for everything that he did in the run-up to the riot, even though Mitch McConnell voted to acquit Donald Trump in Saturday during the impeachment trial. But nevertheless, the former president out with a lengthy statement railing on Mitch McConnell. I'll read you part of it here. He says, Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack. And if Republican senators are going to stay with them, they will not win again. He will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country. Where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again and our policy of America first. That last line, critical, because what Mitch McConnell's aim is over the next year or so is to regain the Senate majority that they lost after the January 5th runoffs, where two Democrats picked up those two seats, leading to a 50-50 Senate that Democrats now control. Mitch McConnell has said that he wants to push for candidates who he views as electable, whether they're backed by Donald Trump or not. But Donald Trump is making it clear here that he plans to engage and put himself in the middle of these Senate primaries, making it a loyalty test of sorts between Donald Trump, the former president, his policies, as well as Mitch McConnell. So we'll see how that plays out in key states where Republicans are eager to take back the Senate. And Wolf, the question too for Mitch McConnell is how does he respond? He has not backed down from his criticism of Donald Trump, writing in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend, there's no question former President Trump bears moral responsibilities. His supporters stormed the Capitol because of the unhinged falsehoods he shouted into the world's largest megaphone. His behavior during and after the chaos was also unconscionable, but impeachment is not some final moral tribunal. He also, Wolf, blames Donald Trump for his suggestion, his conspiracies that the election was stolen and rigged as the reason why they lost in Georgia. So a lot of blame going around here, but tonight a scathing rebuke by the former president against.
Okay, please let me say something. Please let me say something. I don't give a care what Donald Trump says. I am so tired of them being a megaphone for him. I'm tired of it. Why are they putting out what he said? Don't nobody care what he said. Nobody cares what he said. Shut him down. And the only way to shut him down is to stop reading his comments, ignore that old orange orangutan. Okay, that wasn't wrong. Okay, stop.
Wow, I am so impressed this morning.
I'm just tired of hearing of this man. This poor, sad, disordered man. I'm tired of hearing what he got to say, because what he got to say don't matter. Go shut up, sit down, Lago, play some golf, be happy, and leave us alone. Tired of it.
Now, let me tell you why I just gave a round of applause. Donnie, I want you to keep on doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is further separating, causing dissension in the GOP. And as a result of what you threaten to do, guess what that's going to do? That's going to make even more chaos come to 2022, and they won't take back the House. They won't take back the Senate.
Want to anyway.
Keep it up,
You know
Donnie.
why? Because all their people, all their people are going to, in the primaries, vote for the QAnon believers. They're going to win. And then in the general election, the Democrats are going to win.
Obliterate them.
It's the most idiotic way of working that they just aren't understanding. I don't understand it. If we can continue on what Stacey Abrams has done in Georgia, everywhere, and get people to vote in these things, every election, not just the general elections, not just every 4 years, but get out there and vote every time there is a vote to add. These people will get dismissed, and they will go away eventually, no matter what the former president has to say. They will get cremated, because the policies, the thoughts that they stand for.
Oh, that part.
Agrees with the orange thing. Girl, I'm trying not to be a name caller, but that makes me mad. Not because I love Mitch McConnell. I can't stand. Yeah, Beth's here. I can't stand Mitch McConnell's policies and how he does things either. He is a bully. He's a bully.
So,
but
can I give y'all a portrait of Donald Trump real quick?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Here's his portrait. Wait a minute.
That's us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah.
That's all right. We only got 2
See that
minutes.
background? See that background?
I see the picture of the the CNN people talking again.
You don't see the background around it, the border?
It's all black.
Oh,
Oh, you're talking about the orange around it? The orange?
yeah.
Oh, okay. It took me a while. There's several different borders. Gotcha. And on, I'm just, I cannot understand nor do I agree with someone who is half-hearted. That was something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago on PPC. People that are, and Mitch McConnell was half-hearted. He votes to acquit the man with evidence that's overwhelming that he should have been convicted. And then he says, but he was wrong.
Turns right around.
Come on, that's half-hearted. That's like trying to have your cake and eat it too. You can't do that. Make up a be decisive in your decision. Okay? Do you that he caused those people with his rhetoric and behavior over years, not just months, worked them up to the point. This started in 2016, months before he and Hillary went at it, right, in the final general, where she really won. Months ahead of that, he was setting up the very same thing. At that point, he was talking about, it will be if I don't win. This ain't new. This is something he's been talking about every day since he started running years ago. And for you to acquit him on moral, because this isn't about morals, it ain't got nothing to do with morals. He consciously and with awareness tried to set up things so that if he lost, that they would fight for him.
Real quick.
Years. And that ain't got nothing to do with morals. That has everything to do with malicious intent.
Mm-hmm. And real
that's
quick.
A bull crap. That's a bull
and real quick.
Crap argument.
Real quick, Seabreeze.
Yeah.
Last night I was watching. Yeah, you want to roll today. Last night I was watching Tucker Carlson. Sucker Carlson. That's what I call him. I was watching Fox News. You know, I watch them all. And I was just sitting there amazed at him trying to say that the impeachment wasn't about Trump, that it was about the Democrats or the far left, as they put it. The far left putting in the candidate that they want. That has nothing to do with it. Secondly, I'm watching Sucker Carlson and Laura Ingrate and the rest of those weirdos on Fox. And I'm watching the commercials. And the one commercial that struck me was the commercial to uphold the Second Amendment. And if you listen to this, you know what?
I know without a shadow of a doubt, DJ Kisco, because I am acquaintances to Trumpers. I know them. I live in Indiana. And every once in a while, this guy who is on the underground listening, they have ham radio communication, right? There's another term for it. I can't remember what it's called. But they are making a run on ammunition. They are stocking up in preparation. And we were told, y'all need to get your guns in order and get your stuff in order because we believe in Trump and his what he espouses, but we like you good Negroes. We like you good Negroes, so be prepared for what's coming. That's why they're talking about the Second Amendment.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to go to break, but real quick, I want to talk about something that happened last week on live with Bill Maher. Now, I've been following Bill Maher since his political incorrect days on HBO. I love Bill Maher. Actually, this show is a little bit patterned off of Bill Maher's style because Bill Maher is a serious pothead, and he celebrates 420 Day every year with a nice marijuana cake for everybody. So he had
Speaking
the
of
leader
narcissism, anyway, go on.
And
I can't stand him. I love his show, but can't stand him. Anyway, go on.
He had the leader of the Lincoln Project on, and Tucker Carlson decided to take just that one statement that he made and turn into, oh, he's talking about shooting people. That's not what happened. That is not what he said. I watched that show in entirety. I watch it every week, religiously.
Every week. Mm-hmm.
So what he said was the guy with the spear, the Chewbacca guy, whatever you want to call him,
Mm-hmm.
that broke into the Capitol. He was saying, why were the police so lackadaisical? This guy breaks in dressed up like that, and you're standing talking to him. Shoot him. And that's exactly what he said. What did he mean by that? He didn't mean just go around shooting people. He's saying if somebody breaks in the Capitol, why are you negotiating with them? Shoot him. That doesn't mean kill him. Kill him.
As we always go back to, if it was some black person standing up there in some dashiki,
mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have been able to get in the door and would be shot to die without question. If it was a Black Lives Matter group, they would have never got past the first step.
All day.
So
that's what he was saying. He was saying shoot him. Incapacitate him. Shoot him in the knee. Shoot him. Don't negotiate with him. This man is coming. Shoot him. You ain't got to kill him. Shoot him in the kneecap. Shoot him in the elbow. Shoot him. Why are
we bias in our police? And that's not just the white police. It's the black police. They have bias. See black, they shoot. To kill, they see white, they negotiate. That is a American.
Mm-hmm. So on
can we go to break?
Yeah, we're ready to take
I need to breathe.
TT time. She got to go. So this is what's going to happen, guys. We're going to go take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to play one song from the PPC radio show because I really want you guys to hear that song. I love that song. You know which one I'm talking about, Seabreeze. PPC. PPC, yeah. So we're going to take a break real quick, 3.5, and we'll be back. And
come back.
Seabreeze has a very, very interesting conversation that she's going to lead off with. I'm going to be here with you guys.
Off my chest.
Yeah, she really does. I'm going to be here with you guys. You just won't see my mug because I got to take a prescribed break from the peepers. So I'm here with you guys, but CC, you'll see me, but you won't see my face, if that makes any sense, because I really got to go. I got to, really sit here like this, and I don't
take care of your business.
Yeah, I got to take care of my business. All right, so yeah, that part. We're gonna take a break, and we'll be back.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more. WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
PPC, 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 yeah. PPC, PPC, CPC, yeah. Join me so we can grow together. Conversation, get that healing. Let them know what they're missing. Share with your best friend. Tell them come hear this, yeah. Don't you dare miss your blessings. Powerful lessons, true confessions, yeah. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you.
Yeah, that part.
Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. I love that little jingle for my show that comes on Wednesdays 2 to 4 Eastern. And I have to say, since we played it, thank you again to Dr. William E. Smith for writing for the music. And hey, Monty, sister on, and then also to Evan Lee, my little brother, who did the work on the lyrics and the melody. I did a little bit, but I was so busy that he hung out, and he's so talented.
We're going to have to get them to. We're going to have to get them to do one for the Melanated Morning Show. Sea Breeze, I really like it.
Yeah. If you can find a good track that you like, then we can come up with a jingle very easily. Evan is super and talented.
So real quick, Seabreeze, not real quick. Seabreeze
Yeah.
is getting ready to lead us off with her Wednesday morning rant. She's on one today, but it's a very, very good topic. So I'm going to fall back. Go ahead, Seabreeze.
So there's this conversation has a few levels, and it starts off here. There is a hey sister. There's a new. Thank you, Christopher. There's a new book that just came out that they're going to make a. I think I don't know if it's a television show or a documentary film on. It's one or the other. The deal. A woman named Gail. Don't ask me how to pronounce her name. It's too maybe Zamach Lemon, who wrote a book called Daughters of. And what it's about is it's about in Syria. You know, they're fighting ISIS, and it's so much chaos, and the war is horrific. The stories that come out of there are very difficult to absorb because it's just horrible what ISIS is doing to these people, especially the women. They have this what's the nice way to put it, or politically correct? I guess there is none. This crappy way of looking at women, as if women are second class, that don't have a say in education in their bodies and in anything for religious reasons, and so they treat women horribly. And so there were some women that just tired. They were tired of it, upon themselves to create an all-women militia. And one of the reasons they this was because when they were beginning things, they had ideas, and their leadership ideas that the men would always take the credit for. And so they were like, you know what? That continues on this entire narrative that women are less than men, and do not know how to lead, are too emotional, etc., etc. So they said they can't do that if we have an all women's militia. And they created this all women's militia, and with their leadership, they were able to take down ISIS in certain Syria. And that's the way it is all over. When women are given positions of power and leadership, not all, but women that embrace their womanhood, the nurturing in them, their emotional side, and have some common sense and rationale and use their mind also, can change the world. That is why we are ready and in desperate need of female leadership in this country. All women are as we know from Sue, as we call her in this show. Not all women are those leaders, but there are many women that need to be leading. And this whole thing that stood out to me because of some personal experiences that I'm having was this whole thing of men taking credit for what women do. That has been going on probably as long as there has been humanity. That take credit for ideas that women have, right? And I've been going through this, and I've been going through my own issues with this, right? There are some men in my life who are that have been a part of my life or on the outskirts of my life that take credit for my work, that take credit for the things that I've done and the work that I've put in. Yeah. It's lately been irking me to the point of total frustration, which makes me madder at myself because I give them energy at all. But I'm so tired of it. There's this person who always sending messages congratulating me from sharing information that I know personally, that they take credit for any knowledge that I've attained on my own, possibly from men and women teachers in the last 35 years, but they're always taking credit. Now, and this is a nobody. This ain't nobody special, but it just irks because it's something I've experienced for years. Now, when it comes to things like spirituality and all of that, I rode to enlightenment for a very long time. It began in the church and it continued on beyond. And so a lot of the concepts that I share with other people, many other people, are not my own concepts, but they ring true for me. And it's ways I try to live my life. Somebody that you just met 5 years ago or come into your life and think everything you know, when this is a journey you've been on for years, that you learn from other people, you know, it makes me mad. Constantly taking credit. And that's a narcissistic man thing to do. And if you're listening, stop taking credit for my education. What?
I got a question for you. For you. Why do you think men are so narcissistic by nature?
Dopamine? That hormone that men have in their bodies that make feel so good. They have more dopamine than women. And dopamine makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel strong. It makes you a protector. There are many positive things that come from dopamine. But when you get addicted to dopamine and you have to feel like you're the only one in power all the time, you're the leader of everything. There are no peers with women. You're not a peer with women. You are leading a woman. That is protecting a woman. That's very different. And I think that being in that position makes men dope surge. And it's a feel-good hormone. It feels really good. That's why, a lot of years we had a lot of smokers. Because dopamine, by nicotine. A lot of things, working out, physical activity, yes, is triggered.
Wait a minute,
it triggers the surge of dopamine.
You back up. When I get some new information, first of all, I thank the person for giving me that new information, and I didn't know that. Thank you. I didn't know that nicotine triggers that.
Yes, that's why a lot of people, not just men, smoke because of the natural hormone that gets released in your body that makes you feel empowered and strong and sure. But you can be into that feeling and find artificial ways to make that feeling surge. And smoking is one of those ways, because we know smoking causes cancer and it's poison. But some people feel so unworthy that they need that extra to make them feel better about themselves. Another thing that causes that dopamine to surge is violence and being the leader, having power over others. And that narcissistic comes from their point of view, their mindset is it's about me individually. It's just about me. If someone said something that I've said before, then they got it from me. It's their way of being empowered. And it's old. And it's an addiction that you need to let go of. Because until you find your way to balance and opening up and listening to others and realizing that there is no original information, it's just all out there in the ether. God has given us so much. It's all out there. Not one sex or another, or one person or another that has access to this God's gift. It's all of us. So think enough of yourself. Be worthy enough to stop taking credit for someone else's whatever. It's been on me. I hate to give energy to this person by talking about them, but it's got me at different levels.
Well, I know this. First of all, let me say this to you, Seabreeze. You know, you and I talk a lot, and I know the whole story, and I don't feel as though you're giving this person too much energy. I think finally this energy needs to come out so that this person can hear and that you're full of poo poo, dude, person, female, whatever you are, you're full of poo poo, and somebody needs to tell you that you're full of poo poo. So I'm gonna say you're full of
Yeah.
poo poo.
Obviously, nobody's told you before. Obviously, nobody's told this person this before, but or they're just such a narcissist they can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? And this empowers them. And if that's the case, that's okay. But I thought it was an information to have anyway, because it's something that yes, Monty, I am confronting it. You know, and another part of the conversation is this. I attract this to myself. You know what I mean? I've attracted this because of my healing process with my father. My father was he was an interrogator. He was a know-it-all. He knew everything. Now, he was always reading and learning, but he knew everything, right? And no, that's not true. If his daughters or his women had any kind of conversation where he felt like they were trying to say they knew something, that he would get very angry and almost cuss you out. Well, I have been cussed. I had been cussed out because I had the audacity of wanting to encroach on his knowledge, which is crazy. One who introduced me to that knowledge in the first place. I read the same books he reads because I see them on his bookshelf, right? Or I saw him, I must say, because he's gone. But I have been attracted to me that do the same thing my dad did, because and what I've done is I've subjected. Because honestly, sometimes those guys, my father included, do have some good information that I can use, are helping me, and credit for that's cool, because anybody can help you. Anybody has some information. A child that just learned could change your life with the words they say. The oldest person in the world can give information you can never have learned anywhere else. Your greatest enemy can also teach you something. So the key is to rebel against that and self-destruct. My father, when I was a kid,
if you're the smartest in the room, you might want to change rooms. You're in the wrong room.
Right. My father, when I was a child, used to he pressured us all into being in sports. Not so much my baby sisters, but he pressured brothers and I to be in sports, and so I did not, because I didn't want that kind of pressure from him, and I didn't want him. I wanted to do something he didn't know nothing about, but he just happened to know something about everything. But I didn't do sports, and I was very athletic. I should have done this. I was very athletic. That was one way of self-destruct. One of my husbands used to constantly, I talked about this week a little bit, constantly tell me how fat I was. And he would bring her on liposuction and different ways to lose the fat that I have. And he just didn't like the way I looked, right? And he would say, I got to surprise you, and set up some different, meetings with plastic surgeons and all this kind of stuff. Like, we had the money for that. It was funny. But it demoralized me. So what I started doing is completely rebelling at that. And I started gaining weight. I stopped working out whenever he was around, because I wanted to say, screw you, ain't telling me nothing. That was self-destructive. That I was fine until I stopped working out, because I had to. I had no thyroid. I got to work out. And I started eating crap because I wanted to say and rebel. And I think my mother did that too. I think that's the same thing she did. That was a way for her to have control. But that's not the way to have control. To self-destruct just so that you feel like that's the only way you have power and control. No, the best way for you to have power and control, if you can have control at all, is to be healthy. To be healthy. Take care of yourself. No matter who's taking credit for it. It doesn't matter that they are taking credit for it. Fine. If that empowers them and makes them feel better, fine. It doesn't matter. Don't rebel against your own self. And that's what I did for about a year. And I gained so much weight. Then I really did need to talk about some surgery, right? But as soon as I recognized it in myself, I said, okay, this is a rebellion against him. You are. You're making him right. So I started working out in front of him. He'd come and stare at me like I was crazy, and I just kept doing my thing. And I started eating the way I knew I should eat. I stopped rebelling. And so I got over that. I just learned this term yesterday. I transcended that. I transcended that whole thing. And so I've never had that issue again. And then I found myself in this situation. Okay, it's as simple as this, y'all. I'm very conscious of the fact that when we are visually seen by people, this is forever. And so my appearance is important, right? How I appear to you is important. I try to present myself in the best way that I can, right? But I'm not Clark, like so many people want to say. So I'm not doing the cleavage showing sexy stuff, because that's not me. That was a character I played. I'm more like this girl, more studious, a lot more practical in my appearance, right? I'm very comfortable in jeans and a t-shirt and in a turtleneck in the winter when it's cold. But anyway, I've been watching when we do these streams. I can see myself. So when I see an issue, I change it. So this person gave me some advice, and they said, you know what, you're drinking out of great big cups, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't make you look good. And I got so angry because, yes, I agree with that. And I noticed that because I drink a lot. I try to drink my water allowances, how much I'm supposed to, a day. I drink a lot of tea because I talk a lot, as you noticed. And but before I will shift to a straw, they made that comment. And it made me so mad because before I made that shift, they told me to. So I'm telling you, I was considering going back to the sports bottle and getting the biggest, ugliest cup that I could find and drinking out of that just to say screw you to that person. And then, fortunately, I was like, okay, not the right move. You had that thought yourself. So why are you going to self-destruct to rebel against this person who matters not? Do it. And if he wants to take credit for it, can we give him another DJ Kadisco? Are you able to give him a clap? I'll give him one. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for advice. Thank you. I really hate you. And this is a smart, brilliant person. They are smart. They are brilliant. Very so. Very much so. But I had to be stronger. And I had to do things that are right. Like I said, you can get information and advice from any person and learn from them. And that's a good thing. My rant. And now it's time for commercial. I've talked the whole time. Hey, you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm here, and I'm getting ready to do something real ignorant, but this story you just told me really, really pisses me off. So let me get my camera back on. Wait a minute, because yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
You can see me?
Mhm. But see, men can do that. No one has to say, you know what, tell your partner to stop drinking out of what he drinks out of. He didn't say, tell your partner to stop smoking sometimes online. He didn't have nothing to say about you. You know? All his comments were for the little woman. Because the woman needs advice from a big bad man.
And wait a minute. Just in case you got something else to say. Just in case he has something else to say. Where the hell is my lighter? You look, I can't find my lighter, you fucker.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I was supposed to be clean today, wasn't I?
Oh, me too. I have really. I mean, I had the whole SH word and all.
No, actually, you did good today. See,
You
it
can
takes a
still
balance.
say that. I know. There's
Every show takes a balance. You're my balance, okay? So when I'm being good, it's your turn to, you know.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to be balanced with me. When I'm being bad, you got to be good. That's hard for you.
I know. I know. And I want to shout out another radio station real quick because we are still the best of friends, even though we had some differences of opinion. B-Force Radio. You know, it was funny. Shout out to Disco Dave. He said to me the other day, I love your show. He tunes in. He tunes in damn near every morning. I love your show, and every week you would say to me, my fault. I'm going to be good. I'm sorry. Fuck you. B-Force. I'm sorry, B-Force. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help it. But I really am going to listen, guys. I'm going to stop. I really am. I really am. CC, I really am going to get better and not say.
Well, it goes back to that rebellion thing again. They tell you to stop, and I think that eggs you on to do it because you don't like to be told what to do. You know, I'm a Taurus. You know what I'm saying? We are so stubborn, and I'm trying to be better than that whole stereotype of a Taurus woman, and make sure my rebellions make sense. Okay, rebel against. You know what I'm saying? Rebellion is bad if it makes sense. If you're just rebelling against yourself because you don't want somebody to tell you what to do, then that's self-destructive. That's against you, right? And the same goes for you. They tell you to stop cursing and you cuss 10 times more and then say, I'm sorry. They know you're not sorry. They know you're rebellion. They know you're rebelling. So stop self-destructing, little brother.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I need to, you know what? Listen, y'all. Cover your ears, Seabreeze. Sometimes you just got to say, motherfucker. Sometimes
I'm tired of that word. I'm sorry. I know it sounds good coming out, but I don't like it. I want to say father ever. Okay? Stop putting down women. Let's say
I didn't make it up.
Say that.
Okay, from now on.
I don't care. You choose to say it all the time. You and Samuel L. Jackson. So I'm saying effer, father effer.
I love Samuel. You know Samuel is one of my idols, right? I love him.
Yeah, he's cool. He's an amazing success and deserves every bit of it.
He does, because he's come from the ground up. He came from the ground. I saw his story, his interview with on the Breakfast Club, and I was so empowered by it. Like, wow, I would love to meet him one day and just sit and rap. Not about the business, just rap. It's two brothers rapping, period. Like, I would.
Yeah, I can feel you. I told you who I want to talk to like that. You know,
Michelle.
If I put it out there enough, eventually it'll happen. That's
Yeah.
why I claim it.
That's why I
Because I
know
love
for a
her.
fact I
Oh,
went to.
so sad though to not, be a nice person, but I think she is. I think I can feel her. I think I can feel her. So I hope she's as awesome as, and I want to have a conversation with her. But I don't just want to have one. I want to have a bunch of conversations with her because I feel like she's a homegirl, right, Bethy Lou? Right, Monica? I think she's so cool.
Because I'm going to tell y'all something. First of all, Barack get high. Barack smoke weed. I know a pothead when I see one. You cannot tell me Barack those. He used to sneak downstairs, light one. For real. So I could really see me and Barack sitting somewhere, blowing one and just talk about this bullshit. I'm gonna tell you the problem of the world today. Why do we get so much more intelligent when potheads get together?
It stimulates that brain. It stimulates that.
It really
stimulates that. It really does. I mean, depending on which kind of strain you get. He is mellow. I think he got it. I think. Can you imagine? He reminds me of one of my exes. He's got so much information, and because he's so what's the word? He's so deliberate in how he speaks. You got to be slow in delivering it because he's always trying to say the right words, right? And what better way to help him do that is with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he used it while he was at president, that might not have been wise considering his situation.
Shit. He probably got hired when he was president. 8 years of that crap? Man, I'd have been high.
He turned gray. He turned absolutely Snow White. And I think if he wouldn't have turned white. I think he would have stayed younger looking for a while.
Seabreeze.
To the hair.
Seabreeze.
He's still
Seabreeze.
Mm-hmm.
Seabreeze. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you.
Sure.
Before you hurt yourself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do this. Seabreeze, how much do I smoke? Let's keep it real. How much weed do I smoke?
I think, right?
Huh? Daily, yeah. Do you see this? That don't work.
I don't see anything with face.
Yeah, that's all you need to see. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So that theory don't work.
No, age comes in. Plus, add some nicotine like you do, and that'll age you. And he smokes too. That's true. But some stress like he was under, will definitely make you white. It was like he literally, you blinked your eyes and within 2 years he went from black to white. I know from my own self how my hair is all white. I dye because my white hair ages me. But I like for I premature. I started going white by the time I was 12 with all the life. So,
and you know what? That actually runs in my family. My mama, God rest her soul, I wish I had thought to bring her picture up, but you've seen her picture. She was totally white by the time she was like in her late early 40s, for real. And it does run. It runs in
my mother is just, her hair's not white like mine. I got the Williams hair, which is white when it changes, but her hair is gray now. She has less wrinkles than I do, less, and she just now turned gray.
Wow.
So it really depends. And she had a life full of stress. So, Christopher said that Bernie Mac said, "Father F you in Soul Man," and that's what I'm talking about, Bernie. That's why I loved him so much. My girl had what?
Speaking of Bernie Mac, he's going to be one of our reference points tomorrow. of the yes.
Of course he is. Of course he should be. I love him. I love him so much. I actually got to spend a little time with Bernie Mac. And Bernie Mac
Did you? Can we have a
Mm-hmm.
discussion about that real quick before we get off the air? You know he's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. I met him, I've met quite a few people behind the scenes that I never ended up working with. I was up for his show. I was one of the.
Are you serious?
Mhm. And I actually did a read through, a table read with him and several other people for his show, and I didn't get it. And I think the lady that got it was awesome. She was perfect for it. But it gave me the opportunity to spend some time with him. And like many comedians, including like Robin Williams or whatever, his personality was a little different, in himself than performing. Even on his show where he was kind of playing himself, he had that biting humor, hilarious, soulful, sweet, wonderful man. But behind the scenes, he was all business. You know what I mean? He wasn't joking around. We were working through that scene. I mean, working through that pilot. He wasn't joking around. He wasn't playing. He was serious about it, and he was a producer, and he handled it. And so that just took my respect up for him, because so many people they're great performers, but they don't have a clue about business. But he was a smart businessman, and I just love Bernie Mac. He was great.
He's one of my idols because you just described me and you know me, behind the scenes, and I'll tell it. Behind the scenes, I'm frazzled. I'm business. When I get on the air, everybody says, "You're so funny. You're so funny." If you guys can see me when I'm frazzled, it's not a good sight.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Beth.
Hi, Beth.
I'm asking her now. She actually sent someone wants us to talk about. I'm asking her now if she'll join us. Tell me yes or no on the chat or on my text. She wants us in the future, and she said she would be show with us because this is her expertise. She said she wants to have a discussion on the responsibility of how the media informs the public. She wants to talk about that. Kind of what I was raving about earlier. And she said she won. Mm-hmm.
My answer. Beth, are you available next Thursday? Let's just do it.
Okay. All right. She's listening to the show. She's in California, so it's super early for her, but that's when she's up and about. She's already told me that she'll do it. So, Beth, that's the date. Next Thursday, you're going to join us. And we're going to studio time after 11, right?
Yeah.
To come on and or should we make it the first hour, because that's when we talk about politics?
That one is up to Beth because she's 3 hours earlier than us. So
right. So first hour, second hour, Beth, which one? She says she's available and she's going to join us. So yes, she is the first person that well, not the very first, because I think you said, is it Christopher is going to join us and talk about
Christopher. I tell you what, both of them can join us. Beth can come on in the beginning, or Christopher, you can come on, because Christopher is actually an hour behind us. He's in that infamous Central Standard Time that you love.
She said
so
whenever
much.
we want her, so she's to be on first, second hour. You can come on either hour.
Okay, well, let's do this. Christopher, are you listening? Chris, old man, are you listening, brother? Christopher, are you there? Well, I'll call him later. Christopher will be the first hour, and Beth can be the second hour. That part.
All right, Beth. So you'll be on the second hour. That means 8 o'clock your time. And Christopher, he said, yeah, he's cool. All right, cool. We gonna have fun next Thursday. We have fun every time, but we
So
always have fun.
Christopher. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Christopher's tomorrow. I'm sorry. We're all screwed up.
That's what I thought. I'm getting confused, but okay, Christopher's tomorrow. Beth next Thursday. Yeah, Yahoo.
Here we go.
Cool.
Oh, and next Monday, the 22nd, I want to give
Mm-hmm.
yeah, next Monday, the 22nd, because it's at night. It's going to have to be at night because one of the key people has to work during the day, and that would be Miss Cynthia Wilson, aka DJ Simpson, will be joining us to have a part 2 discussion with you and Shelly Shell, and I forget your hairdresser's name. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Cliff Burke, my hairdresser. He did my hair on More Better Blues, but his name is Cliff Booker. He's going to join us in a conversation about black hair.
And that's what we're talking about next Monday. So tune in next Monday night. You'll get to see the live taping, and we're going to replay it Wednesday morning. So there will be no live show on Wednesday, but you can listen to it on Grown Folks Radio, the archive.
Okay, I did that. Okay.
So that would be next Monday. Yeah. So
yep, Monday comes.
Yeah. So tomorrow will be Christopher, and we're going to talk about Ms. Best. I got another name for her that starts with a
I gotta come prepared for that. That whole thing made me so ready.
And she talk about your girl? Oh yeah, she gonna
Talking
catch
about
it.
my girl. Shoot. Talking about my girl.
Don't talk about her girl. Listen, let me tell y'all something about Seabreeze that I've learned, that I've had the pleasure of learning over the almost a year now. She don't like people putting her friends down. If they're your friend, if you are lucky enough, that's first of all, if you're fortunate enough to become Cinda's friend, then she's your friend to the end. You got to really do some real ignorant shit to really put her in that zone. So, she don't take too kindly to people putting her friends down. She doesn't.
No, I am very people that I love. I'm even protective of people I don't know that well or don't know at all. I love people, even when they're wrong, or I feel they're wrong. They may not be. I love people, and I don't like to put people down. That's why I'm hesitant to talk negatively, even about someone who is so obviously problematic, like President Trump. But I try to maintain a level of respect for him because I respect people, no matter who they are and what they do. But every once in a while, I slip up and they make me mad. But people that mess with mine, I'm gonna tell this quick story about Beth and I. I'm sure she'll laugh about this. When we first moved to New York, because Beth, she's a year younger than me, so she was a year before in college. We met my senior year, her junior year, and we're instant friends, instant. And I didn't have anything quite like that relationship before. I have some acquaintances, and I had some friends that I love from earlier, but I hadn't had friends in years because to a new state, new city, new place, and wasn't good at. Anyway, Beth joined me in the beginning when I moved to New York City. We stayed with her mom in Connecticut, and where we both just worked as much as we could to make money. First place we moved to was a temporary place in Queens. And it was the last stop. It was the last stop. I don't remember which train. The last stop on the train line. And Beth, as you'll see next week, is a blonde, blue-eyed beauty, a little pixie girl, right? Tiny, teeny little white girl, white face, blonde hair, blue eyes. And at the time, it's literally like her eyes brighten up the place. It's so bright. So we off in Queens where ain't nobody there that looked like her. Nobody looks like Beth in that part of Queens at the time. It's gentrified a lot now, but at the time, I mean, white people just didn't live there, and especially white people that look like her. A lot of dark hair, Jewish, whatever, but not a wasp looking Midwestern white girl or Northeastern white girl or California white girl, right? Anyway, Beth and I were on the last car on the last train. I think it was the last train of the night. I don't know what we were doing in Manhattan, but I think trying to find jobs. And there was a crew of dudes in there who did not like her instantly because of the way she looked. They wanted to cause problems because of the way she looked. And I don't remember how many, maybe like 8 of them, and then the 2 of us. And we're youngsters. She's 22, I'm 23. And we just came from the Midwest. Anyway, they started spitting at her, talking about her, and everybody assumed I'm Puerto Rican anyway, and most of them were Puerto Rican. Baby, this thing got bad. I was up with her in the effort. Do this, do that. I will tear you up. I was to fight all of them. I was about to fight all of them, and she ain't no punk either.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Did your inner Clark come out?
No, I'm my inner Cindy. That was before Clark, way before Clark.
Okay? Ooh, that was Cindy.
That was Cindy. That was that fought every day on the playground, Cindy.
Ooh.
You mind? She said I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I'm gonna come up here and mess with my girl. You gonna mess with me? I'm gonna fuck you up because I'm a crazy ass. I'm gonna you up. I went nuts.
Wow.
I went nuts. I said, don't you come near us. You touch her, you touch me, you will freaking be hurt. And the thing is, now moment. I wasn't in the future. I wasn't in the past. I was in, and I can tell you right now, I believe that I would have beat the crap out of all them bitches. I would have beat the crap out of them. And they saw it in my eyes. They saw it in me, and they backed up. And
they saw you wasn't playing. So I'm reading what Beth is saying.
They felt that. They felt that energy.
Wait a minute, Seabreeze. I'm reading what Beth is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those boys backed up? Oh, wow. Beth? First of all, Beth, first of all, live on the air, Beth, I can't wait to meet you because I've heard so much about you. And I know you heard all kind of stuff about me. Most of it being true. So I really can't wait to meet you. I'm really looking forward to this, Beth. I really am. I really am.
Yeah, she's brilliant, and she really knows about this business and the media, and she's spiritually astute. Going to be a great addition to our conversation. And she swears like a sailor. See how that happens. What happens there?
Oh, she's going to be on a Thursday? Because wait a minute, let me tell you. Just so y'all know, Wednesdays, like we said, are political and we are more serious, and I try to be as professional as I can. Thursdays, we don't give a F. Thursdays, we just let it hang out. So, Beth, I'm really looking for, and I heard that she really likes the show, so I'm really looking forward to meeting you, Beth.
Yep, she's really blessed with her presence. And everybody else, we're at the end, so I'm going to get she does have a sailor set, but I'm going to get my thank yous in to everybody that's joined us and everybody that's going to join us later on a recording. I really appreciate you supporting us, helping us grow. Please share our links and tell people about us. We're trying to grow because we think we have something to say and we're entertaining. So please share the Facebook or on YouTube and give people our information so we can grow.
That part. And I would give my shout outs. First of all, I want to tell y'all a really quick story. So we're going to go a little bit over, just a little bit, just a tad bit. But today is Wednesday, so there's no show after us. We're just playing music. So real quick, I want to give a shout out to my partner, my confidant, my lover, my everything, to my wife. And why am I shouting her out this morning? Because she finally got her Valentine's Day flowers this morning.
Yay.
FTD, you really dropped the ball on that one.
There was a winter storm.
They were supposed to have been not in
Friday.
Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah, not here. So they were supposed to have been there Friday.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't at work Saturday, Sunday, or Monday because we went to the doctor Monday. By the way, I want to give you all an update. Surgery is coming. It's getting better. Thank you for your well wishes. She didn't get them until this morning.
Well, at least you got some flowers.
Well, I pulled a fast one. I didn't leave no name, no nothing. I just sent them. So she says, "Did you send me flowers?" I ain't send you no flowers. Who the bleep you got sending you flowers? Wait a minute. She's like, "You really didn't?" No. And whoever sent you, tell them I don't like that shit. So I hang up. Then I call her back. Psych. You know it was me. So I just wanted to shout the wife out. Thank you so much for just being Carmen. That's it. That's all I need. Just be who you are. You are who you be. Be who you are. Shout out to.
So go on and then I'll announce this later. So go on and finish your shout out. I'll make sure people know about later today and all of that.
Yeah, and I was going to get into. But I'll let you do it. We was going to get into that. DJ Joe Storm has helped me a lot in the past week or so to do some other stuff that Rick Gregg go into what you and I discussed last night. It's funny how you could be a friend to somebody and never have physically met them, but you feel closer as a friend to them than anybody that you've met face to face that's been in your life physically. And Joe was like become a really good confidant friend. He helps me. That's like my second as far as this technical stuff goes. So thank you so much, DJ Joe Storm. And thank you to your co-host, who we'll see later on. And it's your turn.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, if you are available and around next or in a couple of hours, actually 2 hours now, for the PPC radio show. It's going to be a fun show. Extension of the podcast from last week called My Crush. And we're going to have Sharice Davis, who is a old social media friend of mine, who's a beautiful, beautiful woman and has the most beautiful romantic music. And then also Malik Ruth of The Dating Purpose. He wrote that. We had him on a guest a couple of times. He's going to come and give relationship advice and talk about this whole concept of unrequited love and having crushes and what that looks like and why we do it and what it means. So it's going to be a lot lighter than typically we have, although it always has a so Shelly Shell and hopefully DJ Kid Disco might join us in the conversation, because I want it to be men and women, because men have had crushes too, especially when they were younger. And talk about that. And then Friday, I am excited to have on the PPC podcast, and who will also be on the following week. His name is D. Channis Berry. He is D. Chisenberry. He is a phenomenal documentary filmmaker, And especially when it comes to people of color, he has done some documentaries that have changed lives. And I'm very excited to have him on the show. I'm going to have him on for a series of podcasts because he has so much to talk about that are important conversations. And next week, we're going to be talking about dark girls, people that are darker than a brown paper bag that have been mistreated in this country and around the world. We're going to get into that. So, that's next week and Friday. PPC Podcast, Anchor, iTunes, and many platforms. And then next Wednesday, D. Jansen.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, tomorrow we will be playing last week's episode of the PPC podcast. So you guys know every Thursday we will play the podcast from the previous week. Keyword previous. We're not going to play Thursday what comes out on Friday. It don't work like that. We play the preview because somebody said last week that was last week's. Yeah,
that's because they're supporting, and I appreciate them. People haven't heard it, so this is our way to share that with those that didn't listen. Thank you so much for your support.
Yes, we thank you for your support. You know what? Don't pay me no mind. I'm just a grumpy old dude, but you know, it's been said to me just recently. I'm like a grumpy old dude that has a heart of gold, so I can take that. I'll be a grumpy old guy, but I don't know. I'm just kind of brazen and raw a little bit, but I love me some CZ. So on that note, go ahead, do your thing, Breeze.
That's a wrap.
That part. We will see you guys tomorrow on the Melanated Morning Show. Actually, we'll see you later on the PPC Radio Show. We'll also see you tomorrow on the Melanated Morning Show.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Hey, this is Cinda Williams, and you're rocking with my super producer, DJ Kid Disco.
That part. So we will see you guys tomorrow.
Love you, baby.